Hey there, welcome to week 24 of Help Me Understand. Thanks for joining us. Help me understand just our attempt to understand what true biblical community and following Christ might look like if we use Scripture as our sole basis for that. It's a year for us of what if. What if church was actually supposed to reflect the one that we see in Scripture? What if followers were actually supposed to obey Jesus' commands? You know, we've been looking at tons of Scripture. We're 24 weeks into this, and we started with Jesus saying, "Depart from me, I never knew you." So we dove in and said, okay, what does it look like for him to know me and for me to know him? Which led us to remaining in him. And then, okay, why are we doing all this? We've explored so many topics, and if you haven't been a part of this, I encourage you to go back to week 1. Start there, and you'll see how we got here. But where we've landed here recently is on the Sermon on the Mount. And what we've seen in the Sermon on the Mount was Jesus was teaching lesson after lesson about how we just do daily life. And as a matter of fact, last week we had our 12th lesson. And the lesson we saw there was in a chunk of about, 5 verses. And it basically, what my partner and I came away with was, don't just look at others' actions and not your own. Because several times throughout Scripture, Jesus did say that we are supposed to judge the fruit of others. That's how we'll know the wolves. That's how we'll know people who are trying to deceive us. So we are to discern, but we came to the conclusion we're not to judge. That's a position of the heart, and talking about who's going to heaven or hell. But we are to discern behaviors and say, I can't sit under that teaching, or I can't let that too close to me because it might start to impact me. But you look at the Scripture and figure that one out for yourself. And then we'd always be open for a discussion on that one. That's the beauty of the one-on-one conversations. This week, so we're looking to say, okay, Jesus, you've given us 12 lessons that were kind of gut-punching and hard to deal with. You got a 13th one for us? And as a matter of fact, he does. 13th lesson that Jesus has to teach us in the Sermon on the Mount. Take a look at it and see what you come up with.
Matthew 7:7-8. Ask and it will be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, it will be opened. Matthew 7:7-8.
All right, there you have it. Short and sweet this time, right? But truth be told, if you really dig into it, there's a lot there. So, what are these verses saying? What do they say? If you took everything else, forget you know anything else about Scripture, if you just read these verses, what lesson is Jesus trying to teach us? Second one, what do these verses tell us about God? If that's the lesson, the one you just stated in number 1, what does that tell us about God? Third, what do you find most challenging about these verses? What do you find most challenging about these verses? And then fourth, if they're true, if this is what the verses are saying and this is what it's telling us about God, how should these verses impact our lives as followers? How should it play out in our daily lives? Simple enough. As always, if you'll take the time to answer those 4 questions in the comments below, and you come to renewal on Monday night, you'll be entered into a drawing for a gift card. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because we decided to take part of our tithe, my wife and I, and invest that tithe into people who are A, trying to grow closer to God by participating, B, willing to put their thoughts out there so we can see other people's perspectives on these verses and maybe see it from an angle we didn't look at it from. And C, I don't even know what C, really. Well, I guess it's to put your answers out there and help others to grow, if you're willing to do all that, then that's the person I want to invest my tithe in. And that's where I really felt led to do that, or at least a portion of our tithe. So if you answer the 4 questions in the comments below and you show up at renewal on Monday night, you will be entered into the drawing for the $25 gift card. Simple enough. If you win the gift card and you say, I didn't really need this, then do me a favor and consider using it to bless others. If you win the gift card and you had a need this particular week, then guess what? Consider it a blessing from God. Regardless, we hope that you'll consider blessing others by leaving your answers in the comments below. Pray you have a blessed week.